show. And now it's time for this. There are spiders and millipedes and oh, goodness gracious, I gotta tell you, we're bugging out just a little bit. We're getting ready for the Tifft Nature Preserve's Insectival. We have Lauren Mankienko here. And I gotta tell you, Lauren, we're all kind of a little bit with the bugs.
Let's not group all of us in. I'm pretty fine with these guys.
You stand closer to the spider.
Yeah, but did you hear she said that
shooting stinging hairs. Yeah.
Shooting stinging hairs.
All right, and we'll get to all of the great little friends that she brought. So why don't we go down a line? There's 3 different cases. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what I'm holding right now.
Okay, right now you're holding a millipede. It is a North American species, so you can find it in the United States, but probably more in the southern areas of the United States. The ones we have around here are only maybe an inch long at the most.
It's a little close to me.
Just up, here in northeastern United States, we just don't have ones that are that large.
Now, are those good? Like, if we put that on the s'mores, is that good with fluff?
It would provide a little extra protein.
Oh, see?
And a crunch.
And a crunch?
Yeah.
So these guys are pretty docile, though. They're not going to do anything to hurt you.
No, they might might nibble your finger a little bit. It's not going to hurt.
Just a gentle nibble.
Don't you think you should ask that question before you put it on your hand?
No, I laugh in the face of danger.
All right, Lauren, yours looks very different than that, and a little creepy crawlier.
I know, they're so shiny.
Yeah.
This is the Madagascar hissing cockroach, mostly found in rotting logs and stuff like that. Madagascar is an island off of Africa, the coast of Africa. And these guys, really don't, they're not like this kind of thing like when we have cockroaches in our house.
Right.
None of us do. But if that were to happen, they're not this big.
But I may or may not have seen, I think, a Fear Factor where people ate those.
That's what someone said before.
Somebody ate them live.
No thanks, I'm good.
No.
Now, what do you think they taste like?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's
I have not
Cool
eaten
Ranch
one.
Doritos.
Now these might taste like
There's jelly in the middle? You think there's jelly in the middle of those?
One of the things that I always am interested, these little, they're horns, not eyes, right?
Oh, man, they're moving fast.
So this would be the male, and we keep the males and females separated
That's a good
because
idea.
Yeah, like in boarding
the
school.
reproduction.
Wow.
The same thing in boarding school, by the way. It's the same reason they keep them.
The hissing cockroach is
it's for
creepy
reproduction
crawly
problems.
enough for me, but it gets worse for me because you've got giant spiders.
Well, we have a rose tarantula.
Oh, you call it a rose. It's a giant spider.
It's a delicate rose.
A rose by any other name.
It won't come out.
Yeah.
Now, I think what's really cool about this is that she just molted, right?
She did just molt. Matt,
So
are you going to hold it?
I don't want to at all. This is the only thing that grosses me out.
This is the skin. This is not
This
the
is the
tarantula.
skin.
She's
Yeah.
actually still in there, which is doubly gross. You're upsetting the hissing cockroaches. Jiminy Christmas.
What is the thing she's secreting?
Oh. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look into that.
Wow.
Did you say lick into that?
Look into
Oh, I was going to say.
No, I'm not going to lick it.
Okay.
So
Now, you were saying...
She is putting up a little bit of a defense mechanism because she just molted.
There's something coming out of her.
So I'm going to put her back in the container.
She's kind of fragile right now.
She's fragile.
There's a lot of liquid coming out of her.
And it's blue. It's a pale shade of blue.
Can I ask you a question? Like, the shooting hair you talked about?
Yeah, that's not happening right now.
How much that's not the bite. That's just like a defense mechanism?
It's a defense, yeah.
And how much does a shooting hair hurt? Have you got it?
It can hurt very badly.
Oh, great.
I just read that somebody got one in their eye, and that would be very difficult to remove. But it's just your skin. It's probably not.
You know what's great about this is actually
it's stuck in me.
If you're into bugs, if your kids are into bugs, or if you want to help them learn more about it, they can do that at Tifft.
Yes, and that's what's so great about this festival is that these is all facilitated. We're not going to just hand over a tarantula, but somebody can get a close-up look in a safe environment and not, and just have a little introduction. But we do have nets, and people can do their own stuff as well.
They can even taste the bugs.
Now, what about this tarantula here seems more like my speed.
Let's just talk about the edible bugs. I know we're running out of a lot of time. So what are these?
I brought a tasty assortment of cheddar-flavored mealworms for you. I'll join in.
Oh, we're all eating a mealworm.
Oh, they're fun.
No,
They're nacho cheesy, crunchy.
That's a mealworm?
Yeah, it's a freeze-dried mealworm.
What's not to love?
And then
the
we also have
chocolate one.
chocolate-covered ants.
The fact that I just ate a bug is making me gag. I can't do it.
Here's the thing, though. If you're following the science of this, there's a real movement that says, eating bugs is going to help save the food problem of the planet. So
Yes.
you may want to get behind this.
I don't like it.
Is there any way for a mealworm to be rotten like an oyster? I mean, or is it just kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
you get a bad oyster and you're like, oh, I had a bad oyster. I don't want to be like, oh, I had a bad mealworm. You know what I mean?
These ones are freeze dried, so all that gushy stuff is already like out of it.
It's tasty. You gotta have one.
I had the mealworm. I ate one.
What's this again?
Chocolate.
Chocolate covered
There's some ants in it, but
yeah,
there's
she got
chocolate.
some ants.
You can find out more at the Insectable. Of course, it's at Tifft. Great information online. We're now going to send things over to Emily Lenahan and the .com check. Hey,